This is companion video number 14 for iFeelagrams for iPad, iOS8, the Reminders screen. The Reminders screen is divided vertically, just like the Settings and Message screens, but in this case, the reminder lists appear on the left half of the screen, while individual reminders appear on the right half. In the top left-hand corner, just below the status bar, you will find a search field. In the center, there is a heading which contains the name of the list currently selected from the left side of the screen. Note that this heading can also become a text field depending on the status of the Edit/Done button, which is located slightly below it near the right edge of the screen, directly below the battery level indicator. At the bottom of the screen, there are 3 buttons going from left to right. These are Add List, to create a new list, Edit, to edit the order of appearance for existing lists, and Show Completed, to show reminders that have been checked as complete. Now, let's check out reminders on the iPad so you can see that managing them isn't half as complicated as it may seem. So here we are on the desktop. Let's find Reminders.
Reminders.
And double tap.
Reminders. Search. Search field.
As promised, a search field. So let's start by flicking through things because we're going to discover that dragging is much more efficient in the Reminders app for a lot of things. So let's go on a flicking tour really quickly.
iCloud. Heading.
We keep our reminders in iCloud.
Selected. Business.
Now you can hear that we've gone down a line or gone down into a new area, and the first thing we pick is Business, which happens to be the first list in that left half of the screen where we keep our reminders list. Let's keep flicking.
Family. Shared with Tom Decker.
Okay, well that's just the household list here.
Reminders. 0.
This is the default reminders list, which we don't really use for much.
Grocery list. 6.
So there's the grocery list, and it has 6 items in it. Now you can tell that we were moving down a line every time for all of that. What happens if I flick now?
Scheduled.
This is where scheduled reminders go. Flick right.
Add list. Button.
Now this is the Add List button, which is way down in the left corner at the bottom. Let's flick right.
Edit. Button.
This is the Edit button we talked about, where we can actually edit the order of the lists as they appear in the left-hand column.
Business. Button. Heading.
Now we've hopped all the way up to the top into that heading, that special combination of heading and button, which calls itself Business right now because the business list is selected.
2 items.
It tells us that there are 2 items.
Edit. Button.
And there's this Edit button, which is actually used to edit the name of the currently selected item.
Pick up photocopies.
So now we're into this list on the right-hand side, which is the actual reminders in the business list. I'm just going to flick through the rest of this very quickly.
Pick up photocopy. Contact web develop. New reminder. Hide completed. Button.
So we went down to the bottom of the list of individual reminders. We saw a new reminder field where we could put in a new reminder, and then we got right down to the bottom right-hand corner where we have our button which we press when we want to see completed reminders. Now all that is a serial set of flicks and a string of beads is a little bit strange to try and contemplate. But when you start dragging around, let's try the dragging approach and explore the screen that way. Okay, I'm going to move my finger down from the top and find the search field.
Selected. Search. Search field.
Just below the search field is our list of reminder lists, if you will.
Search. Selected. Business. Family. Reminders. Grocery list. Scheduled.
There they all are real quickly.
Scheduled.
Then there's a big space,
Swipe
and we
up
go
or down
down
to
to the
select a
bottom.
custom action. Then double tap to activate.
And we have our 3 buttons at the bottom.
Add list. Button.
That's if we want to add a new list.
Edit. button.
That's if we want to edit the order of our lists of reminders.
Hide completed, button.
And we could hide completed.
Show completed.
If I double tap that, now it says show completed. So there's our list on the left.
Remind, family, selected, business.
All of that.
Swipe up or down.
Now if we cross the border.
Contact web developer, unchecked. But pick up photocopies, unchecked, button.
See, those are unchecked. And if we go straight up to the heading.
Business, button, heading.
It says business button.
Business, button, heading.
Let's go back over to the left.
New reminder.
Across the border.
Family, shared with Tom Decker.
And
reminders, 0.
How about the grocery
Swipe up
list?
Or down grocery list, 6.
Or I'm just going to double tap to select this grocery list.
Selected. Grocery list.
Now
6.
if I go over to the right.
Bread, ginger, frozen, grocery list. Button. Heading.
See, the grocery list is in that funny button heading up at the top. And I'm now going to just move my finger straight down on the right-hand side.
Eggs. Frozen pizza.
Now this next one has an interesting thing because you can actually add notes to reminders. What does it say about the ginger beer?
Ginger beer. I guess this is a place to write a note.
There's where the note goes. What else is on this list?
Breakfast cereal.
Okay.
Swipe turnips.
Okay, so you see how easy that is. Here I have a list of grocery items on the right-hand side.
New reminder.
With a new reminder at the bottom.
Turnips. Breakfast. Ginger beer. Eggs.
There's all these groceries.
New reminder.
Now if I hop over the border to the left side of the screen and pick a different list.
Business.
And double tap it.
Swipe up or down to select a custom.
Yes, like
selected.
that. Then I go back over to the right-hand side.
New remind. Contact. Pick up photocopies. Contact web developer.
I have all the reminders related to business. Now there's one more thing just to talk about on this screen. Each of these individual reminders located on the right-hand side of the screen have a little checkbox beside them on their left.
Business. Button. Contact web developer. Pick up photocopies. Pick up photocopies. Unchecked. Button.
Pick up photocopies unchecked is just to the left of
pick up photocopies. Swipe up or down. Pick up photocopies. Unchecked.
See, I'm moving my finger back to the left. Now that's with dragging. The very interesting thing is that if I flick in a reminders list.
Business. Button. Heading.
There's the business button. I'm going to flick right.
2 items.
It tells me there are 2 items on the list.
Edit. Button.
I have to go all the way past that edit button.
Pick up photocopies. Swipe up or down to select a custom action. Then double tap to activate.
Now there's pick up photocopies. I just told you that the checkbox was on the left. Yet, if I flick right.
Pick up photocopies. Unchecked. Button.
Now I think the reason they do this, even though the checkbox is on the left when you're dragging or looking at the screen, when you flick, the checkbox is spoken after the item. And that's an important thing to know. That's the difference between dragging and flicking. It drags and looks one way, but it flicks the other. And while that is very helpful, if you're just using the flicking method, which as you can see can be a bit cumbersome in apps like this, it can be confusing if you're trying to learn to explore the screen, and when you drag, the checkboxes are to the left of the items, but when you flick, the checkboxes are to the right of the items. So that is a very basic look at the Reminders app. It can do more things. There are more screens that pop up. But hopefully after all this encouragement for you to explore screens, you will push these buttons and see that things pop up in various areas of the screen when you do push the buttons. And remember, you can always use your 3-finger single tap to teach yourself where things are on the Reminders app screen. So we hope you've enjoyed this little tour and that you will join us in video number 15, where we'll talk about the world clock.